Well, good morning to everyone. This beautiful financial Freedom Point Friday. Yes, it is Freedom Point Friday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You have dialed into the team effort lifestyle call where people's lives literally being changed around the globe, one spray at a time, one TTP at a time, one three-way call at a time. I'm telling you, family, the word is spreading in regards to our vitamin sprays. You have heard this before. You are in the right place at the right time with the right product. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome once again to the Team Effort Lifestyle Call. This is your host, Pastor Denise, along with my business partner, One Star, Pastor Del Wafer. Family, the line is open. Go right ahead. Introduce yourself. Where are you calling in from?
Maria, Southern Cal.
Southern Cal is in the house getting us started. How are you doing this morning, lady?
I am doing well. And when I listen to the call, I just get so inspired.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And let us let you know also the excitement that you bring to the call in your voice. Believe me, you are touching many people around the world just to hear your excitement. So thank you for what you're bringing to the call also.
Thank you much, and keep the testimonies coming. They really, really help, especially when I hear about something new.
Wonderful. Okay, family. I like that. Everyone that has a testimony, please reach out to us so we can get your story on the call. I know that there's some stories that we haven't heard yet. Please reach out to Pastor Dell or myself or your upline and have them to contact us so we can have you on the call and you can share what these wonderful sprays are doing for you. We would love to hear as many as we possibly can.
Vicky Soto, Louisville, Kentucky.
Vicky Soto, how are you, Executive Founding Member 10? How are you?
Feeling great. Want to say hello to all the founders out there. Listen, you are founders. Everybody in this company right now is founding this company. I'm so excited for them.
That is so true, Vicky. And we're waiting to hear from you again. We got to have you on the call one day next week. Let us know when you can be on with us.
Can't wait. Let me know. I'm glad to do it.
Thank you, Vicky. I'm on a Mercedes-Benz paid for by the company.
Who's talking?
Well, family, who else is with us this morning? Go right ahead. Introduce yourself. Where are you calling from?
Good morning. Terry
Good morning.
Hills, California.
There go everybody's partner, Terry Whitener in Chino Hill, California. How are you, sir?
Wide awake and ready to record.
Boy, Terry, man, you are looking really good. I really looked at those pictures you posted that you took at Chin University. Man, you are looking like $1 million.
I feel like it, too.
Well, thank you, sir, for being here with us this morning. Well, family, who else is with us? Go right ahead, introduce yourself. Where are you calling in from?
Hey, Greg Poole, Spring, Maryland.
Okay. Greg Poole. How are you, Greg Poole?
I'm doing as well as can be expected.
All right. Good to have you here this morning.
Thank you. Paul Jackson from Heights, Maryland.
Mr. Paul Jackson, how are you? I hear you. Look, Paul. Look, Paul. Look, Paul. I'm messing with her now. I'm trying to get in there. Hey, Miss Sheila McDuffie, how are you, lady?
Doing great. It's a beautiful day here in this area, Maryland area.
It is a beautiful day indeed. I'm good to have you here, lady.
Yeah.
DC in the house. DC's in the house.
DC's in the house. That would be none other than Robert. How are you, Robert?
I was in the house. That's correct. Up and at 'em.
Robert.
Time to get busy.
I tell you, Robert got the dance to going at the TTP party last night. I'm telling you, he was cutting that floor up, wasn't he?
Always. Jesse Bell, God.
Oh my
All right,
Jesse Look, y'all watch out for Jesse. Jesse giving himself a Mercedes Benz. I'm excited for you.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
So excited.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Good morning. It's Shelby from Louisville.
Say that again, please.
It's Shelby from Louisville.
Shelby, how are you? Welcome to the call.
All right. Thank you.
Good to have you.
Ainsley County, Brooklyn, New York.
Ainsley, Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New York is in the house.
Yes. We are looking forward to everyone in New York City to come on over to 1103 Clarkson tomorrow. We're going to be having a TTP from 2 to 4.
Okay, well, I'll be there. This is Joseph Lewis from Brooklyn, New York, also. I'm in the Army.
Welcome, Joseph. Welcome.
Gladys from Houston.
Houston. Welcome.
Renetta Hall from Hayward, California.
Renetta from California.
Veronica from Upland, Southern Cali. I just want to wish all your Father's Day.
Oh, thank you, Veronica.
Thank you. Oh, you're British from Clinton Mall. It's showtime.
Woohoo! Clinton's in the house. Welcome.
Samantha Richardson.
Say, Samantha.
You know.
That's cool.
Okay. Welcome.
All callers are muted.
Well, let me thank each and every one of you for dialing in from around the globe. As you can hear, the family is growing every day, every hour. We're just adding new business partners and I call them family members now because this is like one big family, one big team. And I like the way Mr. Anthony Ford said the other day that, we really are team players. We really get in and help one another to get to where we're going. And let me do like Veronica said, let's wish all of our fathers out there happy Father's Day this coming Friday. You mean so much to us, and we appreciate each and every one of you and what you're bringing to the world. You are loved and greatly appreciated. In the 10 business, I'm telling you, my goodness, if you ever thought that I make the right decision, you got to know now that you did. There is a shift in the market, in the health industry, and you've got to be able to see this, family. We are at the front of this. We're at the front of this. In just a short period of time, our vitamin sprays are going to be a number one household product. A number one household product. You're going to be able to walk in households around the world. In their kitchen cabinets, you're going to see our vitamin sprays. And jacket pockets and suitcases and purses and in their hands. People walking the mall, driving their cars, walking the park, pulling out their tubes to spray their spray. And it's fascinating. When you are prospecting, when you're out sharing your sprays, pull the spray out of your bag, out of your jacket, out of your pocket. Take the top off and let your prospects see you spray that spray. Let them see that fine mist going into your mouth and let them see that expression on your face that, yes, I just got healthier. I did that when I was in Macy's one day this week. I just took the top off. I sprayed, and the lady I was speaking with, her eyes just got as big as mine. I just sprayed it. It was a super 10. It tastes good. And I said, oh, I see, I just got healthy. And her eyes just smiled on with me. And she's like, wow. And I'm like, yes, a better way to get healthy. And we're at the top of this. And understand, our sprays have the best ingredients. Mel and Amy Gill didn't just settle for the less. They went for the best. We have the best ingredients in our sprays, top quality. And we have it at the best price. You're not going to be able to get a good spray with the level of quality of ingredients that we have in ours at the price that we're able to sell it. So we are doing wonders around the world. Vitamin sprays definitely is the future. I'm telling you, you can see it just as plain as the nose on your face. I was thinking of some of the testimonies that were shared within this week and the last couple of weeks. I was thinking of Casey when she was talking about her little nephew, Jake, that was bitten by a tick. I mean, that was just a phenomenal story. To hear he was bitten by a tick, but then he was rushed to the hospital, and he's having great complications from that tick bite. But Cassie contacted her brother, gave her the vitamin sprays, gave little Jake all sprays, and I think within a day or two, that little boy was in a swimming pool swimming up a storm. So it's a wonder what our sprays are doing in so many different ways. We heard Mr. Anthony Ford say yesterday on the call that just from taking the sprays for just 2 weeks, his vision has improved. To his amazement, he was able to read something without his glasses. Now, that was a shock to his system. Only he knew how his vision was. And for him to be able to see and read clear without his glasses, that's an amazement. We heard Eloise Litton on the call a couple of weeks ago, who had been living with chronic pain for 10 years, and now she's been on the sprays I think after dealing, she was living with chronic pain for 10 years, family. After dealing with sprays for just 4 weeks, that pain is gone. Not only the pain was gone, but many other issues that she was dealing with that she had to deal with for those 10 years because of a condition she had, has all cleared up. And her husband, who's overwhelmed with seeing his wife get her life back and enjoying life together. We had Casey, who also is a stay-home mom, who's now bringing an extra income from this wonderful compensation plan that we have with Penn. Jesse Ballard, who was type 2 diabetic, his A1C level is now within normal range because of the vitamin D. We have so many people that are qualifying for their Mercedes-Benz, for their BMWs. They're winning iPads, trips to Disney World. And I'm telling you, it just goes on. I just ask you, who's going to be next? Who's going to be the next BMW winner? Who's going to be the next Mercedes-Benz winner? Who's going to be the next iPad winner? Who's going to win the next trip to Disney World? I think it just might be you. It's easily done. How do we do it? We do it just by sharing what we're doing here in Team Effort Network. Just going out, finding a way to get into a conversation with someone in regards to this spray. And I'm telling you, I honestly think the easiest way to strike up a conversation when you're in the coal market is just start talking about that vitamin D. Just start talking about everybody now, because the research has been released recently. Doctors even begin to talk a little more about vitamin D. You're starting to hear more advertising on the radio about vitamin D. People are promoting the importance of vitamin D. So I think that that's just a perfect way to open the door for you to start talking about the vitamin sprays by just saying, hey, do you know what your vitamin D level is? Or are you hearing all this talk about vitamin D? Well, guess what? I got the best way you can get it in your system. And you're in there. Then you invite them to a TTP or get someone to do a three-way call for you, and that's a new business partner. So I'm going to, speaking of business partners, I'm going to stop right here. Pause to bring in my business partner, One Star. Pastor Del Wafer, are you there, sir?
I am here. Yes, I am. I am excited, too, about what's going on around here. We're getting a lot of responses. And, you were talking about the, just striking up a conversation with people. That is so. I was just talking to one of my business partners today, and I was telling him, he was asking a question. He said, "Well, how come I'm not having as much traction as other people are having, and other people are having such success?" And I said, "Well, what are you doing? How many people have you talked to?" He said, "Well, I've talked to a lot of people." I said, "Well, what are you doing? What are you saying?" And what happens is it's just like you said. You just have to give them a little bit about what vitamin D does, because it's already in the marketplace. People are already hearing about it from Dr. Oz. They're hearing about it from the radio. They're hearing about it. I mean, just a year ago, we began to say this. You heard Mel and Amy say this when we first brought the product to the market. And they said, most people don't know about vitamin D right now. They said, but give us 18 months. In 18 months, you're going to hear so many people talking about vitamin D. Okay? And that's where we are right now. It hasn't even been 18 months. And everybody's talking about vitamin D. It is just an easy segue for you to go in and start talking about your product when people are already becoming more and more familiar with vitamin D. And I was sharing with him, I said, you know what you're doing, the thing that you're doing is wrong, is you're showing everybody the whole movie instead of giving them the trailer. Don't give everybody the movie. Give them the trailer. Just give them enough to get them interested to come and see the movie, come and see the presentation, come and to hear a three-way call. Just give them a little glimpse about vitamin D3, a little glimpse about Garcinia Cambogia and the weight loss and the sprays and why the sprays are so much more potent and powerful than pills. And when you just have those kind of dialogues, you can really begin to lead people in a direction that you want to lead them, to help them to get the more information that they need. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing this all over the company. We're seeing so many people literally just share enough with people to get them in these meetings. I mean, wow, 82 people is what I was told last night was in our meeting. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, it was just so many people were standing all on top of each other last night in this meeting, because people are beginning to just share, and say, hey, listen, come and see the full movie. Come and see the full presentation. And as they do, you're seeing people sign up. We're going to have a guy on next week, but last night, he won as many iPads in one night. Okay. I mean, this kid, he had 3 people signed up last night. He was like, "Can I win 2? Because I want to bring 3 more next week." I mean, it was just like, it was pandemonium as you begin to see, the things that's taking place. It's just amazing what we're seeing from the momentum, what we're seeing that what Mel and Amy saw, over 2 years ago, when they began to have their kids use the product and them use the product themselves, before they introduced it to anybody else, they were using the product. And when they started getting the results that they were getting, they introduced the product to us, and now we're getting the results that they were getting. And so what you're seeing is that there's a progression of success. And I love when we have Mel on the call, because he always drops some little bit more nuggets to us to let us know what direction this company is going in. You have to really listen to Mel, because Mel he's not going to always tell you everything. He just kind of just drops little nuggets, and Pastor Nick should be trying to pull it out of him, but he's like, "No, I ain't gonna tell you that on this call." But he's always dropping little nuggets about where this company is going. So you want to really listen closely to what our CEO is saying when you have a chance to hear him, because he's always dropping breadcrumbs about what's taking place behind the scene and where we're going as a company. So we're in the right place. We're in the right time. We're at the right company. And let me tell you, it is going to be crazy. It really, really is. And Pastor Denise, we have a young guy. Everybody knows this guy. He's excited. L.A. Anderson, man, he's just on fire. His team is on fire. And I want to see if L.A., I didn't know if he was going to be able to join us, but I want to see if L.A. is able to join us on the call today. L.A., you with us?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Pastor Dale?
Hey, man.
I'm always willing and able to join. I'm telling you, I'm so excited, right? I'm driving down to Trader Joe's with my mother. She's talking to me. I'm trying to listen to the call. She's opening up the car door. The door's chiming. I'm trying to listen. I'm like, "Get out the car." And she's like, "Don't tell me to get out my car." I said, "Get in the car." She said, "I don't want to get in the car." She said, "You on the call anyway?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I have to listen so I can, be able to say something." So, I mean, it's just amazing having this experience that right now, a lot of us is, enjoying life, and, and those who are definitely taking it really, really serious and trying to take it to the next level, to just be able to do what we want. I'm actually out and about, having fun, going shopping with my mother at the store, which I never could have done that before because I would be at work at 9 to 5. But one thing I was doing while I was working my 9 to 5 was I would use my products. And what I'll do is I'll be creative. I wouldn't always have to say something like, "Hey, what's your vitamin D level?" Or, "Do you need some energy?" I'll use the product right there in front of their face, like at my desk, and I'll start, "Hey, what you doing?" And I say, "I'm taking my vitamins." And they're like, "What kind of vitamin is that?" And I say, "It's vitamin D." They're like, "Oh, wow, they have it in a spray?" So it piqued their interest. We don't always have to say something to pique somebody in our business or to grow our business. We can just use the products and just use the products in front of them, or just have it sitting on your desk, or just have it, in your hand. Just like your cell phone. You always have your cell phone in your hand. People don't ask to use your cell phone because they got cell phones. Now, if you have your product in your hand, you're always squirting it. Now people want to always ask your product, or what are you doing? They might be using the spray themselves. So I just wanted to piggyback on how you said the gentleman was asking what was he doing wrong, or what can he do better to keep the interest of people to help the business. And what we say is, don't let the business work you. You work the business while you're out and about, and just change up your conversation. Keep doing what you're doing, and just change up some of your habits. Like, I always have my sprays on, but I'm always out too. Because people say, "Hey, can I try that?" I was like, "Yeah, you can take." It says 4 to 8. I said, "But you just take 2 because you're just tasting it." And that really helps me grow my business.
Well, Elliot, you know what I want you to do? I know vitamin, the B Boost was one of your favorite sprays, and then I think now Super 10. But I want you to share what the B Boost did for you when you first started taking the vitamin sprays, and then you also had a testimony for the Super 10.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm just so like each product is going to do something different, for everyone based on what their body is deficient in. What the B12 has done for me, it really, increased my endurance and my energy. Because I was working out, because I've been in a terrible motorcycle accident, the bike hit me in the chest, so I really lost a lot of my endurance and my strength. But, I had that drive and that work ethic that, I want to put it in, but it was still a struggle to get to where I had left off at. Because, the injuries that had occurred in my body and my wind, it's just like you sit on the couch for you used to be a prime star athlete, you sit on the couch for years and years, and then you try to go back up there and run. It's like you're winded. You're like, man, this is tough. I've been out the gym for a long time. So what the B12 has done for me and my knowledge of the B12, it really had improved my endurance, and it gave me more energy so I can actually train longer, train harder, so I can get back to the level that I wanted to, where I left off at. Also, it really improved my vision, and that's my testimony. It really, like I said before, when I went to the doctor's office and I got my eye exam at America's Best, they said my vision improved. And the only thing I could really think of was I wasn't eating carrots. I wasn't really eating healthy like I should have. The only really thing I was doing was using the vitamin sprays. And then when we came back to the meeting, that was clear as day. It said, improves vision. And my business partner, Mr. Ford, I'm telling you, I've never seen him. He's a real reserved guy.
There he is.
He's real reserved. He's quiet. He'll observe you and listen and give his real opinion. And people will listen because, he's that observant and he's real smart. I mean, this guy was really excited on the call. I'm like, wow. I was looking at my phone yesterday. I was like, is this Mr. Ford? Mr. Ford was telling his story, and I'm like, this is amazing. What we really have right now is revolutionary, because it's going to change people's lives and financial income. Not only on the health side, because a lot of people think of vitamins just on the health side. We're on the fence between the health and wellness side and the fence between the medical field, because doctors prescribe vitamin D. Doctors give the B12 shots. And when you have swelling in the knee and arthritis and swelling in the jaw like I had with my tooth, doctors give you antibiotics to help you, get the swelling down. But you got to take the pills for 2 weeks. Here I use my vitamin 10 spray, because I knew it dealt with inflammation, and my swelling went down in 3 days, and the pain went away. So it's like we have something that I'm telling you, it's on the fence of the health and wellness side, the health on the fence of the medical field, and people's lives are going to be changed health-wise and financially. And we tell people, my business partner, Sophia, he says, if you don't see what we have right now, I don't know what to say. Because it's that great.
It is. And it is that great, LA. And now, you go ahead. I'm sorry, Pastor. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's the thing that you want to really understand about trends. What we have right now is we're getting ahead of a trend. And the people who make the most money in any industry, I don't care if it's transportation, healthcare, whatever the case may be, it's identifying the trend before the masses find out about it. When you're able to identify a trend before the masses find out and get yourself positioned ahead of that trend, you're going to make a lot of money no matter what industry you're in, okay? And what we have here is a trend, guys. I ask people all the time, have you ever heard of vitamin sprays? Now, some people may say, very few people say, well, yeah, I heard something like that, but they're really actually talking about liquid vitamin.
Right.
Spray. Now, those who are really into the big health and wellness stuff, they may have heard of some sprays. You know, the spray's been around a long time. But the majority of the people that I talk to, 9 out of the 10 people I talk to will say, no, never heard of vitamin sprays. What are vitamin sprays? Well, that's what they are. They're vitamins in the form of a spray. And let me tell you why that's so important. And when you start talking about the physician desk reference book of what the absorption rates is, you know, people say, wow, I never heard of that. Now think about this. You got 9 out of 10 people who have never heard of it. Okay? That is a trend that's getting ready to come. Because my brother is a paramedic with the LA County Fire Department, and he says they used to use nitroglycerin pills when they go to a call when people are having heart attacks. He said, and they put the pill under the tongue. He said, we don't use that. He said, we use a spray. Because the medical professionals are recognizing that they got to do a better job getting their product to absorb in people's bodies, because people who are not digesting these pills are digesting, but they're not absorbing very well. And not only that, some of the vitamins, just like with Mike McLean, his doctor gave him vitamin D3 pill, and it tore the inside lining of his stomach up. He couldn't even take it anymore. He said he literally thought he had colon cancer because of the pain that he was having. Okay, so they're trying. The medical profession, the pharmaceutical companies are coming up with a better way to get their product absorbed, and the only way they're being able to see this, you know what? We got to go to a spray. So we're ahead of this major wave that's going to be pushing to shore. And when you get yourself in a position like we are now, where that wave is behind you, I mean, look out, guys. I mean, there ain't gonna be much you can say or have to do for people to buy this product. It's like you said, Pastor Z. It's gonna be on every shelf in the house. Everybody is gonna be having vitamin sprays. And guess what? You know, we are out here ahead of the wave, doing it first and doing it fast. You're talking about fast and furious. It's gonna be a fast and furious move. This wave that we're part of, and that we're ahead of, and it's going to lift all boats, and people are going to be tremendously blessed in their finances as well as their health. So understand that we're in the middle of developing a trend that's going to be the biggest trend in health and wellness moving forward. And Amy said this, the biggest health and wellness launch of 2014 has just happened on February 8th.
February 8th. It's hard to believe that we just launched with all the excitement and the growth that has taken place in such a short period of time. It's like Mel says, recommended commission, outstanding commission checks have gone every week just since February 8th since we launched. But LA, what I want you to share also, now we have your testimony in regards to the sprays and what they've done for you physically and how they've helped your vision, but you're also growing a dynamic team. I mean, you're just, I think we can almost say you're pretty much car qualified. Is it? That's why you're talking all that smack about driving your mama's car. So you're going to be driving your own pretty soon. And that's exciting. Now, tell us, you know that you're getting ready to win. I don't know whether you're going to go Mercedes-Benz or BMW, but just share with us what that's like. What's that like that the company's getting ready to pay for your car, and how did you grow your team? Give the listeners some tips on how you grew your team. I mean, how did you get your team to where it is?
Well, wait, before you answer that, LA, hold on, LA, before you answer that, let me give the people the backdrop. Let me give them a backdrop, okay? Before you answer. Now, LA,
go on, Pastor Dale. You know exactly where I wanted to go.
Okay, now you guys got to get the backstory to this, okay? I sponsored LA, okay? And, it wasn't even a month ago. It's probably 3 weeks ago. He and I was talking, and we were going through his back office and finding out how many points he needed to be car qualified on his other side, and because he was already way overqualified on one side. And he's like, man, Pastor Bill, I get these guys in and they drop out and And he said, I got so many points to get. He said, man, I got to get these points, man. We got to get this thing going. He said, but I got so many points to get, I don't even know when I'm going to be able to do that. Okay? That's the conversation 3 weeks ago. And I was like, well, you just got to focus on that side. You got to, make sure, you start recruiting the right kind of people, yada, yada, yada. We're going on and on and on. In just 3 weeks, he recruited a team that included Jason, Ray, Fonnie, and Mr. Ford. Okay? And those guys have blown that side of his leg up. Okay? I mean, I'm like, just in 3 weeks, this guy, we're talking about, you don't know when he's going to be able to get car qualified. In just 3 weeks, man, he's only a couple points away. Now you can say what now you can talk about it.
Pastor Dale, I remember that day. I remember that conversation like it was yesterday. And it really hasn't hit me yet that, car qualified, because my team has really been keeping me busy. I'm talking about, wow. One of my team members, he's a great guy, Sophia Bridges. He calls me every morning and be like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I'm looking at my phone like, what time is it? I'm like, I'm not even up this early. But he's like, come on, we got to go close somebody at 11 o'clock. We got to sit down an appointment at 3, and then we got to head to the meeting by 7 o'clock. I mean, he's really, my team has really, really been keeping me busy. Even Mr. Ford, signed a guy up in Florida, texting his information. He said, hey, give him a call. So I gave the gentleman a call. Like last night, Mr. Ford was at the meeting. He signed somebody up in Texas last night. I think he might have emailed me. I think I got an email this morning. I mean, they've really been keeping me busy, and I've been, just working with them, sitting down with them, and teaching them placement. Placement is very important, where the people put people on their left and the right side, and why. That's very important. And it's just that, man, I'm just overwhelmed that, it's like I'm working real hard, not even really thinking about the car, but I'm just really trying to help change lives and help them people get their two. And then when we get new people, help them people get their two, so we can follow the system. Because all we really need is two. Each person just really needs two. And they've been really keeping me busy, but it's just the excitement. It's the excitement of the team. It's the excitement of the individual who see what we see. Pastor Del Stefani told me, he said, y'all just like y'all how we were. Your team is how we were when we first started, and that's how we were. We were excited. I remember we were staying up. I felt like we were lawyers, big time lawyers, working on the O.J. Simpson trial case. When we first started, me, Pastor Denise, Pastor Dale Wafer and his wife, my father, Miss Maureen, Jesse Ballard. We were putting in work to be where we're at. And that's how my team is. My team we've been calling each other. We have our little powwow calls, talking trash, having fun, enjoying what we do, talk about what we have set up for this week. And it's just the excitement of the team and understand what we have on our hands, which is very, very, very critical. I hear this all the time. If you treat this, Pastor Dell says all the time, you treat this like a hobby, you're going to get hobby results. But if you treat this like a business, you're going to get the results that you're really looking for. And that's the mindset of our team. The National Capital Area team. We're all like that.
Hey, LA, when we were in San Francisco, Amy Gill said, she a couple of the bullet points that she gave when it came to mindset for success. She said, to be careful with executive procrastination. Executive procrastination, that's when you go into that management mode. And sometimes, then we get stuck in that management mode, right? Trying to keep going back and managing the folks and seeing where they are, what you're doing, and you got your two, and why you're not doing this, why you're not doing that. Instead of focusing on getting new blood. Now, do you agree that focusing on getting new blood or keep going back and doing that executive procrastination, which one is more beneficial to your business? Getting new blood or keep, trying to manage your team?
It's better just to keep new blood, because
keep new blood?
They have to realize, I tell my team members this all the time, just because we introduced you to this opportunity, you don't work for us. You work for yourself. But you're not in it by yourself, but you're in it you're in it for yourself. So what you do with your business is how you grow your business. If you want to slow walk it or you want to grab the momentum and run with it like the rest of the team members, which will be highly favored. I mean, people calling me like crazy right now. There's one guy, my new team member, he texted me his application. I said, I didn't have a fax. He was like, I'm going to take a picture of it, and I'm going to text it to you.
He said, get me in, right?
Yeah, he was like, get me in. So, I forgot my train of thought. I'm just really enjoying myself and just having fun. But yeah, I will always say recruit new people because those people are going to be excited. Don't try to micromanage people or, manage people because they're going to do what they're going to do. Just keep them excited. Touch bases with them. See how they're doing. Don't try to force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. And we're all in the business. It's a numbers game. Just keep talking to as many people as possible because you will eventually find a Pastor Dale, a Pastor Denise, a Sophonia, a Jason, a Mr. Ford. That's what I said in my testimony before. You have to believe in what you have and persevere because you persevere long enough and you go through enough no's, you're going to eventually find you some yeses. And I found me not just one yes, but I found me like multiple yeses now. And it's just amazing because I got a call this morning once again. The gentleman Ray, who signed in 3 people who qualified for his iPod yesterday, his mini iPod. We have a meeting on Tuesday with the doctor who makes the decisions in the hospital who came up with the body wraps. And then my newest business partner, who we have a meeting on the 16th on Monday. She works at Marymount Hospital in Virginia. We have a meeting over there at the hospital, not at her house, but at the hospital for 5 people, which are nurses. So it's a word of mouth business.
Yeah, so you got to keep moving. In this business, you got to keep moving. You got to share what you do. Let them know what you do. If they hear it, that's good. You bring them in. If they don't, you just shake the dust off your feet and you keep moving because, like you said, this is a pony out there waiting to be discovered. There's a Melanie McGill out there waiting to be discovered. There's someone else out there waiting to hear this opportunity that you have. And if you spend 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks on one person trying to get them to see the vision, you're going to discourage yourself and you're going to kill your business. Yep. So share the joy of what we have. What we have, our products say, I work. Our compensation plans say, I work. It's simple. It's easy to understand. And you as a team leader, the best thing you can do for your team members is keep them plugged in. Keep them plugged into the calls. Keep them plugged into the TTPs. Keep them where the excitement is happening because enthusiasm is contagious. You get yourself into a room like we had last night. Nobody wants to go home. The party said, can we just camp out here? Can we just sleep here tonight? I said, look, as long as y'all signing people up, y'all can sleep all night long. Y'all can stay here all night long. You're not going to go home. But when you stop signing people, get out of here. As long as you sign up all night long, y'all go ahead. There's plenty of beds and blankets. Camp out all night. I don't have a problem. Pastor, we're going to do that one night. We're just going to go for it one night because we're going 10-star. And to go 10-star, that's the kind of stuff you got to do. You got to go crazy. You got to get everybody in 1 week. And that's how you qualify for those star levels. Well, LA, man.
Well, and LA's right. We're spending a lot of time. We didn't leave it almost 11:30 last night. It was just just an amazing, things that happening. But like you said, when you're burning them in that oil, because when we first started this thing, we were at your house at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Putting in applications and calling people. Can you imagine calling somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning? We were calling people and putting people in. We were going crazy, man. So that's the excitement that we have in the team again now as we push again. It's late nights. It's calling people. It's not taking no's for an answer. It's literally share as much as possible and get people in before Wednesday.
Tyson, I want to share one more thing before we bring Kevin on with our post for today. And I want y'all to hear this. And I'm going to post this letter on my Facebook page, because I know, and we talked earlier about, being able to start the conversation with someone in regards to the sprays, and talking about vitamin D. It's just a good opening to talk about the sprays. And I know when you talk about vitamin D to people, if they're taking vitamin D, what's the first thing they're going to say? Well, my doctor has me taking vitamin D now. Well, what type of vitamin D is that? That's that little gel capsule, right, Pastor Dale? All of them are taking a little turquoise gel capsule. Yeah. Well, listen to this, and I'm going to post this letter on my Facebook. I just want you to know this for information. Now, this came from a Q&A that they had with some doctors, and the question was asked, are there side effects? Because when you take that little gel capsule, it's 50,000 IUs, right? 50,000 IUs per tablet. That's why a capsule, that's why you only take one a week. So the question was asked to the doctors, are there side effects from taking a 50,000 IU at one time? The answer was, in my experience, there are no side effects from taking 50,000 IUs of vitamin D at one time. However, some patients are not able to tolerate it or have some GI issues because, listen, I believe that this is due to the gelatin capsule, not the vitamin D, but the gelatin capsule. And so he says for these patients, he recommends them cutting it open and pouring it out. But if they're getting side effects, not from the 50,000 IUs of vitamin D, they're getting side effects from their GI issues because of the gelatin capsule that the vitamin D is stored in. Isn't that something? So to get the gel capsule and take your spray, and you won't have any problems. So I'm gonna post on my Facebook page so you all can see that. I'm gonna share that with you.
Denise.
Yes, sir.
Hey, really quick before I know we're about to bring in the man with the most quotes who keeps people super excited. But I just want to say this really quick. I know you said in order to go 10-star, you got to do something crazy like camp out and pull out all-nighters and call all types of stuff. You got to go crazy. You got to go crazy. Yeah. It was funny. It was funny because I do IT and I'm working this business part-time, and I had mentioned to Sophronia. I was like, well, I said I might need to get back to the workforce, go do some IT, so I can, be around people, help grow my business, while we're still growing. So, we recommend you don't say just quit your job. We just say work this part-time until your income surpasses your full-time job. You know what he looked at me and said? He said, why are you going to go back to work and you got a team like ours? He said, we going to get rich. He said, don't go back to work. He said, be like me. He said, let's go get it. I was like, if y'all keep me busy and we got meetings every day, I said, I won't even go back to work. And that brother and my team, we have meetings every day. We're always closing somebody. Right now, me and Sophronia went and sat down with 3 people, and we closed all 9. So he says we're batting 100.
Wow.
We're going to keep batting 100.
But that's one of the benefits of Team as a Network. Like Mel just said, you can make a little bit of income, or you can make a whole lot of income. It's all what you want to put into it. And I'm hearing more and more, LA, folks are saying, I got to get out of this 9-to-5 rut. This 10 thing has me so excited, and I know I can do it. If I just put the time in it, I can do it. So they're getting a vision. They got this 9-to-5 that has them in slavery for so long, and now they're beginning to dream again and beginning to see that there is a better way. So, wow, thanks for sharing that. Well, I tell you, we got to end this call. It's been a great week, but we have had some great things. It just gets better and better every week and every day. So thank you all for tuning in. We're going to go out to Atlanta, Georgia now to one-star Kevin Vaughn with our quote for today. Kevin Vaughn, are you there? Okay, Kevin Vaughn is out there doing the TTP. Well, Miss Anita Poole, are you with us this morning?
I am here, or as Bill would say, I am here. To see if you can hear me okay, please.
Yes, we can, Anita. Thank you for being here this morning. How are you?
Oh, it's a pleasure. I am great. I'm sure Kevin must just be busy, probably meeting with people, I'm sure, for his TTP. So, yeah, really, really great call. And L.A. Anderson, wow, that is fantastic. And I love what Dale was saying about trends. I was listening to an interview with Richard Branson recently, and as you probably all know, he's an extremely wealthy, multimillionaire, billionaire, way ahead of his time. He was ahead of his time with the music industry, then he was ahead of his time with the aviation industry, and now he's ahead of his time with the space industry. And he was actually talking about, obviously, the first manned space flight on a commercial basis hasn't left yet, but he was already talking about hotels in space, hospitality in space, and all sorts of different things. So it's all about having that vision and being ahead of the trend. If you remember the famous film Aviator with Leonardo DiCaprio, despite all his challenges, he was obsessive compulsive, he was put down by the competition, he was put down by the government, who were all so afraid of how far ahead of his time was. He was phenomenal. The story of Howard Hughes, way ahead of his time, and that has led to the big aviation industry that we now have. So, we are way ahead of the trends here with TEN, and it's all about having that vision, and like LA and his team are doing, going out there and sharing it as much as possible. So, here's a special, special quote for you, LA, and for Stefani and your whole team and everyone. Just like Stefani was waking you up constantly, and saying, come on, we got to go. Jonas Salek said, it is always with excitement that I wake up in the morning, wondering what my intuition will toss me. Like gifts from the sea, I work with it, I rely on it, it's my partner. Friedrich Hegel said, nothing great in the world has ever been accomplished without great, great passion. And Cavett Robert said, character is the ability to carry out a good resolution long after the excitement of the moment has passed. So it's all about having that excitement of the moment, but it's all about being consistent and keeping going and keeping going and keeping going, no matter what. So we have something great in our hands. It's all about going out there and sharing. It's an act of kindness to share this with other people, the opportunity, the income, and these wonderful products. And lastly, Neelan said, if you have not often felt the joy of doing a kind act, you have neglected much, and most of all, yourself. So, don't neglect yourself. Go out there and share it as much as possible. Back to you, Denise, Dale, and Lawrence.
Thank you, Anita Poole. Anita's always ready, I tell you. Bring such powerful quotes. Thank you so very much. And L.A. Lawrence, man, thank you for being here. I tell you, I'm looking forward to you pulling up in that brand new car. I know we won't be able to say a word to you for a few weeks after you pull up in your brand new. What are you going to do, the Mercedes-Benz or the BMW? Oh, Ellie's gone. Okay, he's gone. He's
probably gone out choosing it now.
I'm sorry. I got so excited I hit the mute button. I'm actually about to. I'm gonna get a BMW.
Okay, all right. Can't hang with the Mercedes. That's all right. All right. Well, that's good. That's true. Well, family, thank you for being here with us today. And if you want to do great things in 10, it's up to you how much you want to do, how far you want to go. The power is in your hands. You choose your goal, you set it, and then you go for it. I want you to look for all the TTPs that will be taking place this weekend. I believe Pat Lowe in North Carolina, as well as Cheryl Church and Christy and Casey may be doing TTPs. Check the calendar of events. I know Memo and Crystal are doing TTPs in California. Check the calendar of events. I know Nikisha Bond has a TTP taking place in Marietta, California. Tomorrow, get with her, get at that TTP, get your guests there. And in New York, as you heard, Ainsley and Sabrina Wright and Vincent, they're going to TTP in Brooklyn, New York, on Clark Street, all the address and location. It is on the calendar of events. Go to the calendar of events at teammethodnetwork.biz. See where the nearest TTP is in your area and get your guests and your friends there and grow your business to unlimited levels. Pastor Dale, is that it for today? Before we go into the weekend, you want to talk about 10 University?
Well, I tell you,
I tell you, this is a great Friday, a great call to go into the weekend pumped up, ready to go, make some things happen. Share with 10 people a day. Let's get some people in your TTPs. Let's get them on three-way calls. Anything you need to do from your upline support, Pastor Denise and I and the team will help. But let's start getting more people, not only on these calls, but let's get more people into these meetings. If you haven't started the TTP, let's get you started in the next week or two. Get your TTP ready to go. We are putting the turbo boosters on. We're ready to rock and roll. So enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.
That's right. Monday morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And know this, family, you are loved and you are greatly appreciated. God bless you all. Have a prosperous weekend on purpose. Mwah.